All right, y'all. You know what time it is? It's time for Inside Steppin', baby. You know how we do it. Y'all, today we're going to enjoy a pleasant evening of conversation revolving around a particular subject that has been an interesting topic around the Steppers community for some time. We're going to put a little bit of clarity on that for tonight. And there's a reason why I feel that this is necessary, like all the things that we do on this show to help to educate our audience and to help those around the Steppers community to navigate the ins and outs, the confusion, and some of the nonsense that comes up. Speaking of nonsense, let me start off today's show by putting this disclaimer on the show from the very, very onset. What I am about to discuss tonight is not, should not, and will not be considered legal advice. No, this is not legal advice. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me. I don't want anybody to become confused. And I must say this because we have people who, even though I've said that, will find a way to try and make it about it being legal advice. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, legal advice. Now, with that said, Val Wells, good evening. Thank you for checking in. Sylvia Perry, I see you. Now, let's get this thing on and cracking, y'all. The topic for tonight: recording and photographs on the set, at the stepper sets, at the clubs, and other varying places that we all dance. Now, needless to say, when we go out and we are enjoying ourselves at these events, people are often taking pictures. Hey, Vonda Powell, I see you. They're videotaping because they are watching. There are people who enjoy what we do so much, they want to preserve it. I personally am elated. Thank you, Pamela Bells. I appreciate you. That we have the ability today, unlike in history, throughout the history of Steppin, from my time beginning in the game in the 70s, we didn't have the opportunities, nor did we have the funds, if you will, to afford cameras and video cameras and things of that nature. See, we've come so far technologically, historically, in the last 50 years that we literally are walking around with what we call now smartphones. These phones have replaced literally tens of thousands of dollars worth of office equipment and other electronics, all in one small package that we carry around with us in our pocket. It is a calculator now. It is a calendar. It is a scheduling planner book. It is a stopwatch. It's a clock. It's a telephone. Do I need to go down the entire list of everything we do with this little small thing that we stick in our pocket now? I don't think I do, because we all have one, and many of you are watching me on there right now. Check it. I'm saying that to say this. Any of you ever read the book 1983? This is Big Brother watching, if you will. They spoke in history of it coming a time where we would actually be dealing with a society where you literally would not be able to go anywhere without being on a camera. That has come to pass. And there's nothing that any of us at this stage of the game can do about it. Now, we complain sometimes. I mean, and to be honest with you, I'm a very private person. Well, for the most part. Let me put it this way. I'm a security nut. I like making sure that I have my security on deck. I like making sure that I can see what's going on around me. However, I also don't like the idea that a lot of the things around us are so accessible as they once were not. Because, I mean, think about it. When most of us who are watching this show, we are all in our, at least in our 40s, 50s, 60s and up. I'm glad that when we were when we were in our youth, that they didn't have cameras as evidence of the stupid shit that we did in our younger years. These kids now, every damn thing is on videotape and on camera. The fact is this: we are in a community where we all love this dance as much as we do. I see you, my man Bruce. What's going on, baby? And I want to thank everybody for checking in. We literally are in a time where our dance has become viral, if you will. It goes all over the country and halfway around the world. I literally have people watching this show from places like Paris, France, from the UK. Understand that without our ability to transmit these images across the globe to others, this dance would not, and will not have grown the way that it has thus far. This is a very important part of our dance and our dance community. Let me see, that was the Steppin weekend. Right before we went, oh, Myron, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry we missed you too, brother. Yeah, but we're going to get back there to you. That Steppin weekend, my wife and I, because we decided to drive, because we were going to do production, and we brought what I call my big setup. I can't fly with my big setup. It costs a lot of money. So we decided to drive. On that weekend, on our way, DJ Shorty Smooth, my man, he put up a series of videos that were dated in the 1980s. 1983 to be exact, in a place was called the Beverly House. That was the name of the club where those videos were taken. And in fact, there were many of the people who we refer to as legends in this game in that room that we had an opportunity to watch because someone brought a video camera into the party and videotaped a lot of the goings on. Now, I want y'all to understand something. In that room, I happen to know for a fact that there were some people in there who probably should not have been on videotape because of things they may have been into at the time. Yet, the video rolled. Now, let me also mention that in that time, if you were a person who had the ability or the financial stability to actually afford a video camera, because those things were astronomically expensive back in that time. If you could even afford one of those, you was doing something. And secondly, if you were allowed to use it in a room full of people who, for the most part, were gang members. Now, understand that these same people are the people that you dance with now, today, a lot of them, okay? There are people in that particular video that a lot of y'all don't recognize that I recognize, but you don't even know you dancing right next to them, okay? Now, hey, Sheila Watkins, I see you, my dear. I'm waiting on you to come on to Texas. Understand that you did not just do whatever you chose in and around stepper sets during that time, okay? A lot of things have changed. There's a lot of disrespectful stuff that goes on these days. A lot has been lost in translation, but that's another story. Let me get back to this. Without that video, we are not, and there are other videos out here, trust and believe, they will be coming soon, and I'm going to try to get my hands on some of them. But understand that we will have lost an archival footage of a time when Steppin was in its rawest form, when it was in its creative nest, if you will. We had an opportunity to look back at that because DJ Shorty Smooth and others like him put those videos out here for the rest of us to see here 30, 40, sometimes 50 years down the road. and for those in the future to even see what went on during that time and moving forward. Now, people like myself, we've gone out of our way. I've gone out of my way to make sure that I do as much as I can to continue to archive and make these videos so that other people will have the ability to see them even when they can't make it to a set. What you got? Really? I don't know. And so the beauty of it all is that I'm able to provide as much coverage for these events as possible. We're going to, as a matter of fact, for those of you that are new to my network and to this channel, on my YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, for those of you who may be new to this, I want you to always be paying attention to when we go live. Make sure you hit your notifications. Don't forget to subscribe through YouTube, especially because you know Facebook be tripping sometimes. But we are live on YouTube as we speak as well. So don't forget to hit those subscribe buttons. Now, the reason, here's what happens. When we go to some of these events, like we did during Steppin, like we did during the Phoenix Jam with Angie Fain out there in Phoenix, and like we did with Texas Heat last year. Some of these events we literally cover live while they're in motion, while it's happening. And you can literally damn near be at the party without being there. This is the purpose for what I do, to make sure that people get an opportunity to see. I mean, because let's face it, y'all, it costs a lot of money to go to some of these sets. Everybody is not going to make every set. And just because I can't go to a set, I'd like to be able to sit at home, put my smart TV on and flip to YouTube, hit the inside Steppin station, and watch a Stepper set take place right before my eyes. I might even get up and dance in front of the TV, and I see the people that I know, oh, there goes so-and-so. Oh, look, man, look at my man getting busy, tearing it up. That, to me, is invaluable. Now, the crazy thing is, when we did Phoenix this year, the party went to like, I think about 2 in the morning. But you got to remember, in Phoenix, they 2 hours, 3 hours off the East Coast. I literally had people up all night long, literally watching us broadcast from Phoenix. The time difference, it was 4 or 5 in the morning. They were still watching us. Why? Because we can provide this service. Because we can provide you with the images through video. Now, I said all of that to go here. In the last week, some issues have come up. Well, not really issues, because, you know, the issues are with the person, with the people, not with what we do. We do what we are allowed to do legally. Now, let me also say, since I mentioned the word legally, let me go back and do this caveat one more time. This is not legal advice. I am not a lawyer. However, I am going to explain some things about the law as I know it to be and what it entails in regard to what we can and cannot do with cameras on the set. Okay? I had a person who decided that, well, they basically gave a sort of warning or a threat. Told my producer, told you, I don't want to be on camera. Take it down. Is that right? Well, let me explain something first. I have no legal obligation to not only not videotape you, I have no legal obligation to take it down. Now, as a friend, it would have been better if I had been approached more amicably. That goes a lot further with me. I said that to say this. I have been at sets. Now, many of you have seen me in public. Some of y'all been knowing me 30, 40, 50 years. Some of y'all have just met me. But let me assure you, I am a very easy person to get along with. I'm very, approachable, I think. And I have had people on the set say to me, hey, B, do me a favor, man. Don't videotape. Don't take no pictures, because I'm supposed to be at work. Yes, I got that one more than once. I got that one several times. I've had people come to me, hey, B, do me a favor, man. Don't put the camera on me. I'm out of pocket right now. Meaning, and this comes from men and women alike, I'm with somebody I ain't got no business being with. That's a whole lot of troubleshooting right there, though. When you literally gotta go through a set and try to keep all the cameras off you because you're out of pocket. That's too much work. I've had people, approach me about, other issues like that. And I'm happy to oblige them. Because guess what? It's not going to make or break what I do if this person or that person is not on camera. It's just not that serious. It's all good. So the deal is, a conversation goes a long way. And let's be clear. While my wife, my producer, is also very approachable, and she's also probably a better person to approach in regard to some of the things that we do, understand that I am the last word here. Let's be very clear about that. If you want something, you really want it, talk to me. If you got a problem with anything that goes on at Inside Steppin, call me. I got an open door here. I got an open door policy. You can approach me about anything that you got beef with. I'm open. But understand this. Threatening me and telling me what I can and can't do. See, now you're going to appeal. Somebody just put on here, they like the Brian 2.0. Love the calm demeanor. You know why? Because this person's been knowing me a very long time. And my demeanor was not always this way. Threatening me is not a good look, and it's not going to work. And it's not going to end well. Let's not do that. Just approach me and ask me nicely. And I'm usually pretty easygoing about things like that. Pissing me off is not an option. Because now I'm going to do things that you really don't like, because I am King Petty. Okay, anyway, let me stop that. Back to 2.0. So my point is this, y'all. I don't get any pleasure by doing things or causing problems for people with a camera. I have been a photographer for a very long time. Many of you do not know my resume. You don't know the background that I have. A lot of y'all think that I just started blogging and doing podcasts. No, baby. I've been doing this over 20 years. It's just that the areas in which I did it are not familiar to those in these circles. Trust and believe, I am not only am I not new to this, I know what I'm doing. Now, enough about me and Inside Steppin. Let's get back to the other side of this. Now, I put up a post the other day about this topic. And I did receive some feedback from one particular person who insisted on trying to explain to me that recording is illegal. I want to break this down. I want to break it down so it can be broke for my steppers community. Because again, all of you all are also walking around with video cameras in your pocket. All of you are also susceptible to whatever laws pertain to the state that you live in. Now, some states have more strict laws than others. But here is what is involved federally. The first thing is, let's understand the difference between types of recordings. You have video recordings, you have audio recordings, and you have photographs. Now, photographs are less susceptible to legalities than video recordings or audio recordings. Now, Here's the difference. Recording, just recording. Okay, we're not talking about video recording. We're talking about recording. Recording someone in public can be legal or illegal. It all depends on the situation and reasonability. Notably, if you do not have the other person's consent, your recording will not be legal. However, this applies only to those who expect a reasonable amount of privacy. And we're going to get to that right there. That's a very important part. Reasonable amount of privacy while holding their conversations. Therefore, if an individual has not provided consent and is not aware and reasonably should not have been aware that they were being recorded, then the recording shall be deemed unlawful, which then opens that person up to a civil lawsuit. To the contrary, though, below are some examples of situations where consent may not be necessary based on the circumstances. Now, let's remember, I want to keep y'all on top of what we're talking about. We're only talking about audio recording right now. We are not talking about video recording. Number one, if the individual is yelling, shouting, or speaking in a public setting without holding concern of being overheard, and there is probability that he or she will be overheard, that's a circumstance. Number two, if an individual is holding a presentation or speaking at a hearing to a large group of people, another circumstance. Three, if an individual is performing, singing, or dancing in front of crowds. Now, in that case, you have to also be careful, because if you're in a venue that says no recording allowed, then you are breaking the law. If it's because a lot of concerts, they tell you no phones or no recording. You have the right to record authorities, police, and people acting in public office if they are in a public place. All right, now, that's all dealing with audio and in some cases video recording, because you are recording the audio that goes with the video, which makes it potentially illegal only because of the audio portion, right? What defines a public place? Any place that any member of the public has accessibility to. The club, the convention center, the hotel, but not limited to transit facilities, community centers, and recreational parks. The gray areas. You can legally record others interacting in a public place when the following criteria is met. Your video does not capture the audio of their conversation. Now, let's talk about that right quick. Let's say we in the club, right? We had a stepper set, we kicking it. And I got my camera on because I'm watching somebody on the floor getting it in. But there's two people standing next to me holding a whole conversation that gets picked up on my video. Now, if you were to have to go to court with something like that, you would have to be able to prove that those two people standing next to you were aware that you had that video camera on if you overheard something in that conversation that could have some legal ramification for something else. We're talking about rare circumstance, but we are talking about the possibility of that recording being illegal based on a conversation that could potentially be taking place off camera. If they didn't know and they had a reasonable expectation of their privacy being met, based on what I just read to you a minute ago, that would probably be impossible only because they're having that conversation openly and loudly within a club where video cameras are out and running because people are dancing and so on. So see, this is where you got to be paying attention. Number two, the subject of the conversation is not clearly obvious from the video. Number three, the two people talking must be in a public place and have reasonable expectation that they are not in a private setting. See, reasonable expectation of privacy is the key element here. If you are in a club, hotel lobby, if you are any grocery store, the mall, anywhere where the public has access, you do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. That is the only time that you should expect to not be recorded is if you're in a private place. That means a private setting, and I'm going to get to the video part in a minute. Right now, we're still talking about audio. Now, in California, like many other states, including Illinois, you have what is called a two-party law. In other words, both individuals must consent to being recorded. Now, New York has a one-party law where only one person has can make the decision for both of you. The conversations can be recorded then. When you record public officials or police, it is legal to record them if the recording is made within a public place. On private property, you must follow the direction of the police regarding your use of recording device. Is it illegal to record someone without their consent? Basically, depending on, the situation. Recording someone without their knowledge may be considered to be eavesdropping, okay? Now you're talking about federal wiretap stuff, right? The act of listening in on others' conversations, including ones that don't take place over a phone line and with the use of a recording device. Penal Code 632 is the Californian statute that makes eavesdropping a criminal offense. In order for an act to be a crime under this statute, the following criteria must be met. The act must be an intentional act, not accidental, like if you were to catch a conversation on video camera inadvertently while you were doing something else. It needs to take place without the consent of the individual speaking. The conversation needs to be confidential. The act needs to involve the use of a recording device with the intention of recording the conversation. Confidential conversation means that at least one party to the conversation does not intend any other to hear the conversation. Examples of eavesdropping. James is attending university and deceptively sneaks into a private meeting between two professors and records their conversation on his phone. Or Michelle is angry at her boss and wants to find leverage on him. She then plants a recording device in his office in order to listen to his private conversation. Or number 3, Harry breaks into his former partner's apartment and places a recording device. See, these are the things in her bedroom so he can listen to her private conversation. Acceptable examples of legally recording someone without their knowledge. Officials, authority, police, or public figures in a public place giving speeches or presentations to the public. Any individual in a public place acting in a manner, e.g. shouting, yelling, that reasonably would suggest the individual expects their conversations to be overheard. Now, let's get off of that, because that was all audio recording. Now let's talk about the video part. Let me start by saying again, this is not NOT legal advice. Video recording laws by state are generally situational. It's important to clarify that the Wiretap Act does not apply to video or photo capture. Let me repeat that. It is important to clarify that Wiretap Act does not apply to video or photo capture. Now, I was at Steppin. My wife was videotaping a lot of stuff. We were videotaping a lot of stuff, because again, we are about archiving what we do, y'all. It is important. It is important for us to have all of this information and all of these things at our, because years are going to pass. We're going to get older. We're going to die off. Let's just be straight up. And there'll be people who will reference back to these videos and these shows and all these different things to draw from. This dance is going to keep growing. It ain't going nowhere. The fact is, all of the people who are videotaped and archived will be part of history. Let's just call it what it is. Some people got a problem with being a part of history. That's cool. I get it. But I've literally seen people who will set up and pose for the camera and then say, oh, man, I don't put that up. which is crazy to me. Um, I've seen that. But here's the funny part. Whole lot of folks don't need to be on camera. Whole lot of folks do need to be on camera. Whole lot of folks are on camera. But here's what I find the most funny, because y'all know this. I mean, this is what I do. I'm paying attention to these things. I watch, I see, I hear, I listen. Here's what amazes me. There are people who really should not be recording the stuff that they're doing. And I'm sorry, y'all. That's just my opinion. But they're the boldest ones. They're the ones that are always in the camera. And some of the ones that should be being recorded are not. Real talk. And I'm not talking about a bunch of popular people. I'm talking about us everyday Joe Blow steppers that just come out to have a good time. We ain't nobody got no heavy hitter label on them. Ain't nobody running around, oh, that's so-and-so, he cold, he bad. No. It's a whole bunch of us normal everyday steppers that just like to go and dance, and we ain't looking for nobody to critique our dance on the floor. We ain't looking for nobody to, ooh, I messed up. And we ain't looking for all that. We come to dance. We come to have a good time, and we come to enjoy ourselves. And then we want to go home when it's over. See, I don't know any perfect steppers. I've never met one in my life. I've never met one. And I've been at this shit a long time, y'all. See, again, a lot of y'all don't know my history. You don't know my background. It's not necessary. I've been around this game a while. I've had people talk to me like they think I just started this in the 90s. No, sorry. You need to go back 20 years past that. See, I don't need to give a resume, but what I can tell you is this. We need to continue documenting. We need to continue videotaping and letting the rest of the world have an opportunity to see what it is that we do and become a part of it and grow this thing into something that it should be, that we deserve. Our history, our lineage, our culture, something that we born out of Chicago. It's funny to me how so many of the people who complain about being videotaped Nobody really cares, bruh. Real talk. My wife was videotaping somebody, and they turned around, and they kind of moved to another part of the floor, which I found to be hilarious. Now, this is supposed to be an instructor. Are they so ego-driven that it's I guess what I don't want to be seen dancing with this person because I'm gonna look bad, or I don't want to be seen dancing with that person because or I don't want to be videotaped. Somebody gonna steal my moves. Man, please miss me with that bullshit. Yeah, I said it. It's bullshit, and you are too. If that's how you feel about being videotaped, stop it. Get over yourself. The deal is this, y'all. There are people all at every set. They're going to go live. They're going to videotape shit. They're going to videotape shit and go home and do moves that they found, that they saw. It is what it is, man. And guess what? There's nothing illegal about it. If you are in public, Priscilla Brooks says, there are no moves to be stolen. Thank you so much, Priscilla. I'm so glad you said it. There are no moves to be stolen. Because trust and believe, 99% of the steppers out here today got their moves from somebody else. I ain't seen no new stepping moves in at least 35, maybe 40 years. So please stop with that. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you so much for putting that out there. You ain't told no lie. No lies detected. All right? You know what's funny? Because back in the day, I remember when we used to be in them streets, and people be, oh, man, I ain't taking pictures, man. Them the feds. The feds. And half the niggas hollering feds, motherfuckers wasn't even good corner people. What? I'm getting fined over here, y'all. I'm getting taxed. I'm getting taxed for my language. All right.
I just
What?
wanted to read this to you.
Read it loud so we can hear on the microphone.
I just wanted to read this. This is a friend from CVS, which is an attorney,
C4L.
and she said, "Tell B the topic about audio-visual consent is on point. Thumbs up. I told your ass you should have went to law school."
Yeah, she told me that. She sure told me I should have went to law school years ago. That was one of my Cavalier buddies, my lawyer friend in Chicago. She keeping me up on game. She said everything that I said is on point. I'm not gonna say her name. Dang, y'all always beat me up. Anyway, she just said that my points are dead on. So now y'all got it right there from one of my lawyer people, straight up. It is not illegal, nor is it actionable to be videotaped in public, to videotape in public. Y'all get over yourselves because there's going to be more of it. And I promise you, I'm steady adding new equipment. You're going to be getting videotaped when you don't even know you're getting videotaped. That's how I'm rolling these days. I'm letting y'all know. Inside Steppin is stepping a game up. Every year y'all see me, every time y'all see me, we got new technology coming out the gate. I just picked up a new toy I can't wait to use. Kathleen Rose Davis, we are currently in Texas. The federal wiretap law, though, applies across the board where you cannot audio record anyone. Video recording is legal, period. Let me just say this. There's going to always be situations where a video recording has the potential to be illegal. And I brought one up earlier in the show if you weren't on, and that is potentially a situation where, let's say you are videotaping. Inadvertently, you catch a conversation between two other people that was considered to be private. However, the problem is you have no reasonable expectation to privacy in a public venue. Kathleen, you said not in Massachusetts, huh? Let's look that up right quick because I'm curious. Now you say that, I want to see. Let's see. I love to be challenged. Let's see. Massachusetts. I don't even know how to spell that. Video law. Let's see. Video recording laws. Here we go. Massachusetts prohibits the recording, interception, use, or disclosure of any conversation. See, there we go. Conversation again. Let's see. Whether in person or over the telephone without the permission of both parties. Okay, that's fair. That's across the country mostly. State also prohibits the recording and disclosure of images intercepted in violation of its hidden camera laws. Nope, that don't apply. Let's see. Is it illegal to video record someone without their consent in Massachusetts? Massachusetts recording law stipulates, let's see, that it is a two-party consent state in Massachusetts. It's a criminal offense to use any device to record and or disseminate communications, whether they're wire or electronic, without the consent of all contributing parties. That still doesn't give me, let's see, it keeps saying recording. I'm looking for video. Can I sue someone for someone record video without your permission? Let's see. In a legal context, consent is the most significant factor in determining whether the video recording you have made could land you in hot water. California, no, see, now they're going off into California. Nope, I don't see where it says that, but I will definitely look it up. I most certainly will. I want to know. Because as far as I can tell, across the board, yes, audio recording has to be consent. Listen, I've been a photographer for 30 years. I have taken pictures in some very awkward places of some people who don't like it in many states. And I'm just going to tell you like this. I haven't had one of them try to sue me yet. It is generally lawful to take photographs of people in public places without their consent. There you go. However, you must not film or take photos of people if they are in a place where they can expect privacy. See, this goes back exactly to what I just said earlier. There has to be a reasonable expectation of privacy. I can't videotape or film you in the bathroom. I can't videotape or film you in a changing room. There are lots of places that you cannot videotape or record someone. And those are places, see, now we're talking about federal law, where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. You do not have that in a club. You don't have it in a hotel. You don't have it in a convention center. You don't have it in a grocery store. You don't have it at the mall. You don't have it down at the river. The list goes on. So, again, thank you for your input. But until someone shows me the statute in Massachusetts, when it comes to photography and videography, we talking about two different animals from recording. And this was how the conversation got started in that last thread that I did. Because somebody tried to argue me up and down, wanted to keep going and going and going about it, and telling me that I was wrong. I'm not wrong. I got a lawyer on this live right now. Trust and believe. What I'm telling you is 100% on point. One thing I don't do on this show, or if you meet me in person, I may say a lot of things, but I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm gonna repeat it again. This is not legal advice, y'all. But I am giving you some food for thought as it pertains to your ability to use your cell phone to record people in public at a stepper set. Now, like I said again earlier, don't get it twisted. If somebody, hey, look, Bree, do me a favor, man. Don't put that out there. I got I got some things going on. Bet, my bad, homie. I'll take that down right now. I'll erase that right now. I've done it. I have done it. And in fact, I've done it in a time where I really, really didn't want to do it. But I had to because of who they were to me and because they asked me nicely. That's all it really takes. If you don't want to be recorded, look, y'all, I don't know anybody that would deliberately go and throw any of us under the bus. I mean, it's just not necessary. This is not the World Star Hip Hop crowd. We want to have a good time. We want to, party and see everything and, have stuff to look at later on. I mean, let's look at it this way. If video cameras were such an issue, they wouldn't be everywhere you go. They wouldn't be in the stores. They wouldn't be, now here we go again. Andrew Antonio Island, Illinois is a two-party consent state. Not for video, Andrew. Go back and watch the beginning of the show. It's only for audio. Only for audio. Two-party consent for audio only. Only. Video is not included in that. I can take pictures of any damn body I want. If you are in public, you have no reasonable, I want y'all to remember this part, reasonable expectation of privacy. If you are in public, you have no reasonable expectation of privacy. I can shoot that camera until I fall out, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you think you're going to beat me up. You could try that. That's about your only recourse. That ain't going to work either, though. I tell y'all what, I never forget. This had to be 2000, I don't even remember no more. And I was in a mall. And guess who I saw at the mall? A very well-known rapper with another very well-known female figure and his bodyguards and entourage. Well, me being the photographer that I am, I had my big camera with me that day. I went straight to work. My mind went from, ooh, look, click, 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 click. He heard that shutter going too. Here come his people. Oh, hey man, hey, what you doing? You don't want to be, hey man, what? You be in your best interest to raise up off me. First of all, y'all not from here, number one. Number two, you push the wrong button. I'm gonna go, it won't be a camera I'm shooting. So I suggest, let me stop. Anyway, let's just say we left that situation. There's probably a few heated individuals before that was all said and done. But I won't be pushed. Not when I'm right. Now, could I have taken those photographs and done some very interesting things with them? Yes, I could. But I didn't because I have integrity and I'm not built like that. That ain't my gig. I ain't out here trying to bust nobody out. It ain't my thing to be going around talking about, oh, man, dude was out here with an old girl. You see that? And selling them the whatever that show is where they bust people out. I don't do that. That ain't my thing. I mean, he didn't know that, but still, coming at me sideways was the wrong move. It was definitely the wrong move. I had to let him know. You keep talking, you won't make it out the mall. Yeah, TMZ, that's it. So anyway, the thing is this. Going back to the real thing about it. Now, Andrew Antonio Allen just made a great point, which is something else I was going to touch on. And you think about it. Whenever one of these collection companies or some of these other people call you, the very first thing they say is these calls are being recorded for training purposes and all this type of thing. If you continue in that conversation, you've just given consent because they've notified you. They didn't ask. They notified you straight out that you're being recorded. So automatically, you have an opportunity to hang up. But if you don't, then guess what? They're going to record everything you say and they can do whatever they want with it. Now, same thing with these videos that we do at these stepper sets. I can do whatever I want with this information, with this footage. Within reason. I'm not going to, do nothing unscrupulous with it. That's not my thing. I have integrity. What I'm not going to do is take a bunch of pictures or videos and then be talking about, look at this. And I put it on my show and be like, look at this right here. Look at this stupid. They look stupid. I would never do that. And I frown upon anybody who would. That is so not necessary. We have to learn to pick our battles, y'all. And I don't care what nobody says. This community is filled with all kinds of characters, all kinds of wonderful people, even in their imperfections. We have a fantastic community of people that love this dance. It serves me or anybody else no purpose in bashing, bringing down, tearing down, talking about, disrupting, destroying, or demeaning, marginalizing anybody in this community. We still black folks trying to do something. And that's the way it needs to be. We need to watch our damn mouth. Be nice to each other. How many times y'all have heard me say on this damn show? Take care of the people around you. You don't know what people are going through. You do not know what people are going through. You don't know the problems that they have off this wood. When they go home, you don't know what they got to deal with when they get there. You just don't know. Be nice. Just be nice. Now, while you're out, be nice. You want to videotape somebody and they, if they say, hey, I don't want to be videotaped, honor them. Just, if they ask you, honor them. Don't videotape them. Hell, if you just must do it, videotape their feet or not their face or something, but the deal is this. And getting back to the straight facts about it, I can do whatever I want with the video footage that I take. Within reason. In other words, I'm not going to put it on no porn sites. I'm not going to I ain't going to be, using it to dissect something, this person here, I ain't going to do none of that. Most people are not going to do that. Most people don't even have the wherewithal or technology to do that. Most people just videotape stuff because they like what they see. Some of y'all ought to be flattered that anybody even wants to put a camera on you at all. Oh, and for those of y'all, thank you so much for your support. For those of you who have Inside Steppin' t-shirts, please feel free to take pictures while you're in your shirt and send them to us so we can make a big old collage of all of our supporters because we love y'all. I'm saying that all of this, y'all, to make it clear where we stand. If you have a problem, and this is for anyone who is around us, I want you all to, if you see us, you see Inside Steppin', you see Brian Forbes, and you got a problem with cameras, get away from me and stay far away from me. And I'm serious. And I don't mean that in a negative, FU type way. Well, maybe. But I'm just saying, to save us both a great big headache, stay away from me. You see me, you see this afro, just know it's cameras on somewhere. And if it ain't right at the moment, there's going to be. Now, I ain't, I don't claim to be I ain't the baddest motherfucker in the world. But if you test me and you come at me about this camera, trust and believe, we gon' have a problem. So all I'm saying is, let's be nice to each other. Ask me nicely, and I'll do my best to keep you out of frame. Real talk. And I think that everyone else should operate in the same manner. Let's be nice to each other, y'all. It's not, this shit ain't rocket science. Let's work together. I want to document the dance. You don't want to be seen because you got your girl, you got your side piece with you. I got you. I dig it. My man. No problem. But I am gonna say this one thing. If you got all these issues and you don't like cameras and all that, you probably shouldn't be at the set at all. I'm just saying. You probably need to stay home. I'm just saying. You do what you want. It's a free country. But you can't get mad at nobody if you get caught on their camera. Because this is just what it is. Y'all, we are practicing an art form in our dance. Many of you do it beautifully. Beautifully. The ones who look less like everybody else, the better. And sometimes people like myself are in awe of your ability to move across that floor. And we want to capture that. Archive it. Lock it down for posterity. Have something to look back at and say, that dude right there was cold. That look at the move he just did. That was sick. You want to look at it again. That's what we're here for. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. Who don't record their beauty from their culture? Only black people got a problem with the recording of their culture. The beauty in it. Y'all ain't got no problem with people fighting at the damn mini mart or shooting up some shit, but you're mad when someone videotapes our art form that we created. That's a sickness. Stop it. Man, stop it. I'm gonna stop ranting in a minute. What else I got to say? Do I got anything else? I don't think I even got nothing else. Well, let me say this. I love my Steppin family. How Tony Adway say, I love y'all, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Okay. Joanne, hit my inbox so we can get you situated with your T-shirt, baby. In the words of Tony Adway, I love y'all and there's nothing you can do about it. Y'all are the reason that I take these pictures and these videos. Y'all are the reason why this goes the way that it does. Huh? Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point. And Poppy just mentioned that, we got other photographers that are on the set. Shit, Willie Bell. How long Willie Bell been doing this? We got Marky B. And then look, hey, and shouts out to the late, great Marky B, man. Now, you talk about somebody that had an archive of this thing. My man Terrence out in Cali. Who else? We got, it's 2 or 3 more. Lynette Butler. Yeah, we got Lynette Butler. Elvin. Yeah, my man. Look, y'all. It absolutely is. Look, think about it this way. Y'all know how we be flipping through internet or on Google or something, and we sitting up there and we looking at the pictures of the greatness of our people from the Renaissance, from the Harlem Renaissance, and them cats is sitting out there, man, on them badass rides wearing fur coats, and the ladies is draped in pearls with they fly hat on, minked up, clean, is border health, man, the best, black excellence. Y'all think the people are not going to be looking at these pictures 50 years, 100 years from now saying, man, look at them. They had it going on. You don't want to be a part of that? You're insane. Anyway, y'all, I do this. Yes, thank you, Reggie Miles, Dan Land. I knew I was leaving somebody out. I can't leave my man Dan out. I do this because when I go to these sets and I'm out here and people come to me and they say, man, I had a few people even on this live today talk about how they love the coverage, how they love that they learn stuff from here, that we provide a service. This is why I keep doing what I do, because of those pictures and because of that video and because of y'all's feedback that tells me that you visually want to see our greatness. We ain't watching no TV show, no reality show. We ain't watching something somebody made up. We watching us live and in living color when we put it out there for you to watch. It's our purpose. This is what we do. You can't make it to a set, we gonna bring the set to you. How about that? We do this because we want this to grow. We want to see people learn. We want to see people flourish in this dance. You know how many new people have come to me and said, man, I was going to quit dancing. And then I found your show. And I learned so much that I'm sticking with it. You encourage me to stick with it. Man, come on, y'all. Sherry Brown said, me. I love it. That's how I met you at Steppin. You see what I'm talking about? We provide a service here. And everything we do going to be positive. That's why the video and the photographs are going to keep flowing. So y'all can get ready for that. You see my camera? Hell, jump in front of it. Get on camera. Let the world see you. And my wife, the fashion lady over here, she says, show off them outfits. Ladies, show us them shoes. Fellas, my men, don't forget my guys. Some of my guys, listen, I'm from Chicago. We dress, you dig? When I get a chance to get up with my guys and my men is looking like men. They ain't wearing their pants hanging off their ass. They got on some real slacks and some real gaiters, wearing their hat the right way, rocking them cold-ass suits that they had hand cut. You think we shouldn't be archiving this? Man, you need your head examined. And trust and believe, I know some cats that got way more to lose than some of you others who don't want to be on camera. But they on camera. And they glad to be on camera. And they going to come on camera. And they going to say something positive. They going to drop some knowledge. And they going to let you see what the real deal is with us. Look here. I'm going to get you a microphone. You just... So my wife is over here talking about a particular video that I did record, by the way. Last week we were at the 50-yard line, and my good friend Rashid had his daughter with him at the 50, because we was all, he's here in San Antonio, we was all kicking it in Chicago, and he had his daughter with him. And when I see a man dancing with his daughter, do y'all understand how beautiful that is? Do you understand that that is a memory, that is something to be seen that will take us into the future? These type of moments, there are things that happen in some of these sets, you ain't gonna see them no more. It's a one-time deal. That's the beauty of photography, because you catch those precious moments right then. You capture time in a bottle, and it's there forever for the rest of the world to see. You can't beat that. You can't be mad at that. That's incredible. Do y'all understand how amazing that is? Come on, man. Reggie said, yep, I'm about to start grabbing more of the old timers. Please do, Reggie, who want to tell their stories and the old timers want to come out. I want them to come out. I'm looking for them. We need it. Y'all, producer lady said she want to dance with him. Yeah, y'all wore her out in St. Louis. I think we was the youngest people in the room. They was getting they bopping and stepping. It was going down, walking. Look here, y'all. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it off now. But I want to tell each and every one of y'all, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to get your Inside Steppin' t-shirt. If you want one, just hit my inbox. And for those of you who just want to donate something to the station and keep us alive, you got Inside Steppin', $ Inside Steppin' for at Cash App. It's right there on the screen. And the bottom line is this, y'all. Check out our next broadcast that will be coming out of Arkansas next month. Crush and Cream, my man Ted Williams down there. We will be broadcasting live through the whole event. We are covering from end to end. So if you don't make it to Crush and Cream, you will get to watch it. So make sure your YouTube channels is up and running. Make sure that you got your subscribe bell hit so when we go live, you'll know we on. And it's going to be on and cracking. And we're going to have a fantastic time, y'all. This is what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by saying this has not been legal advice. Only suggestion and the fact that we here and we're going to let the rest of the world remember that we're here. Because we're going to archive it, we're going to videotape it, and we're going to take pictures of it. We're going to write it down in books. We're going to do every possible form of recording of this dance that is possible. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, and Darlene Bridges, thank you so very much. I appreciate you, and please return every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central. We're going to talk about something. I want to say thank you all. I want everyone to have themselves a fantastic evening. Don't forget to check in on us tomorrow with the Black Factor, 7 o'clock Central. We will be having our discussion about all things black. I want you all to have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope, like always, I hope somebody got something out of this. And I help to clarify some things so that we can move forward and coexist the way we're supposed to. Have a good time and be nice to each other. We got to love on each other, y'all. Everybody have yourself a good night. I love you. In the words of Tony Adway, and you can't do nothing about it. Peace, y'all.